I just want to say good morning or good afternoon for who's gonna watch this video, man. And the reason why that I'm trying to record this video is because that I want in the future so I can be able to rewatch this video, man. Until right now, I'm a little bit scared because as you can see right now, I'm in a little room, you know what I'm saying? I got my clothes right here, you know. Let me show y'all. I got my clothes, you know. I got a pillow over here, and I got two blankets, you know what I'm saying? Two blankets that I got another one here, you know. And this is food that I got, you know. I got toothpaste, you know. I got water, and I got a little desk, and I got a soda, a Sprite, you know. And I got my charger, and I got a big chair behind me, you know. But I just want to say the reason why that I'm recording this video, man, is because basically I'm by myself, you know. When I say I am by myself, I don't mean like that spiritually. I'm by myself, you know. I know God is here with me, but right now we got nobody here with me, you know. But I was just laying down, you know, and the Spirit of God told me, man, why don't you record? You know, why don't you record? And I was like, man, I have to listen. I have to record this video so in the future, so I can use this video, so I can rewatch it, and you know what I'm saying, so I can watch it with with my people. And to be honest, man, I am somebody that I know that for sure that God God is using me, you know. And I'm here, as you can see. I'm gonna show you again in this little room, you know. But I really like it because it's really quiet, you know. I would love to be by myself, man. I was like, man, there is a peace, you know. I'm always like the type of person who really love peace, you know. I don't really like where there's a lot of noise, where there's a lot of people who keep talking loud and just to disturb you. But as I say, I was just laying down on this chair behind me, and I was just thinking like, man, I was on my channel, and I was like, man, I have to upload the video. I have to record and upload the video. So right now, I'm trying to explain to y'all, and I'm going through so much things right now, and things are really complicated. But I know when God is in something, when you put God in something that you're doing, there's no complicated. Things are not complicated, even though they appear to be complicated. You know what I'm saying? So as I was laying down and I heard this voice say, man, why don't you record? I ain't really have my laptop, my mic with me, anything. So I am basically 2 hours away from my house. 2 hours away from my house. And right now, I just really thank God because I didn't know things happen, bro. Things happen. And the worst thing is, like, today you can be happy today, and tomorrow you ain't really know what's gonna happen, But right now I'm 2 hours away from my house, and my girl, she's home right now. She was in the hospital, and right now I am in another hospital, you know. But I am here with my daughter. My daughter is on the other side. And to be honest, my girl, she was pregnant. You know, she was pregnant, and in the other hospital that we were, and the baby was born, and she, my girl. Today is Sunday, right? But my girl, she was already was feeling that she was not good, and that was on Thursday. And then I went to work, and after that I go to the gym. I usually pass to the gym after when I get in my city, and after that, and I go home just to see how she's doing. And after that, I stay with her. I play with the baby a little bit in her belly, and after that, I go to school. So I usually come home at 10 o'clock. So when I get home at 10 o'clock, and I go to bed because I'm gonna have to get up again at 3 o'clock in the morning because I work really hard. So she told me that she was already starting to feel that she's not good, on the Thursday. And then on Friday, I didn't go to work, So I went to my old job because they kicked me out in my old job. So I have to go back there just to sign paper because I get the judge. So, so they can pay me the money that they don't want to pay me. So when I get back home, she was really bad. She started to feel worse, and I tell her, man, we gotta go to the hospital, bro. We gotta go to the hospital because you don't really feel good. And she told me, man, and you know what I'm saying. She said she's gonna wait a while before she go to the hospital. And then she told me that she buys something, like she wanna go ahead and change it. And I tell her, man, if you don't feel like that you can walk, it's better if you let me go ahead and change it for you. And you know what I'm saying? She didn't want to let me go ahead and change it. She walked with me. So we went there in the place that she buy the tin top, you know what I'm saying, like a bra. And right there, she feel worse, bro. So we had to call the ambulance to come get her. And then they took her, and I went there with her into the hospital. And then from there, she was suffering, bro. She has a lot of pain because she was ready to give birth to the baby. And then she finally gave birth to the baby around, like, we get in the hospital at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, no, at 4 o'clock p.m. And she gave birth at 8 o'clock, 8:55 p.m. So the baby was in her belly and she was suffering too much. We wouldn't know what was happening, but the baby stayed inside of her for way too long, and she drank the poop. You know what I'm saying? She pooped in her belly. And then we can't really explain what happened, you know what I'm saying? But I think she went to the hospital way too late because she was supposed to go to the hospital on Thursday. But on Friday, she go to the hospital. One day later, she go to the hospital. And, and the baby didn't really feel good inside of her, and the baby pooped inside of her. And what was basically happened when she finally gave birth to the baby, and the baby do not talk, she do not cry, you know what I'm saying? And they put the baby on her belly, and there was another lady. I think she was a doctor. She take the baby in the room that she give birth to the baby, and she bring the baby, in another room. But in the room that she gave birth to the baby, was not the room, you know what I'm saying? But they let her give birth to the baby in that room. And then she take the baby to another room, and the baby, because I ain't never been to these things, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what was happening. But the baby, they put the baby on a little thing, and they keep rubbing her back just to see, you know what I'm saying, just to give her CPR, like she drawn, you know, and a lot of things was coming out in her nose. So I didn't really know what was going on. Then after two, 3 minutes, and finally the baby started crying. And I was happy because I didn't really know what was happening. And the baby started crying, you know what I'm saying? And after that, they do what they gotta do, whatever that they gotta do. And the baby finally started crying. You know, she was really tough, you know, she was like really strong. She started holding hands, crying and everything. You know, but I started praying to God. You know, that's the main reason why that I'm recording this video. And you know, God knows everything. And I told God, I want you to make everything happen really good, because I believe in you. I put my trust in you. I know this is your daughter. That is not my, she's not my daughter. That is your daughter. You know what I'm saying? I tell God, and I didn't really have that plan with you, but you know what I'm saying? As human, we make mistakes. We don't listen sometimes, but I tell God, you know, this is your baby, this is your daughter, that is my daughter. Yeah, I pray and I tell them, you know, you have to say something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I pray, and the baby, you know, get a little bit better. But they told us the baby poop inside of her belly, inside of her belly, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like they said, the baby poop inside of her, and while she was giving birth to the baby, and the baby basically, you know what I'm saying, swallowed some poop, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not really like some stock poop, you know, the water, the poop was like water, you know, they was coming out of her nose, you know, and they say some of the poop going through her pulmon, you know what I'm saying, right up. And then, you know what I'm saying, and they have to transfer the baby to another hospital that was 2 hours from home. And then that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at, and I'm thinking they put my baby in the oxygen in the first hospital, and then right now we get here, they put again in another oxygen. So right now, you know, yesterday she finally can breathe by herself, because I prayed to the Most High, and I tell him, you know, I didn't have that decision with you, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the plan, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't the plan, God. And I speak to God, and I tell him, you know, you have to make some move. And I pray, God. And then when I pray, God, you know what I'm saying, and I tell him, you know, you have to do something. As a man, we still gonna be robbed, you know what I'm saying? And I tell him, God, you have to say something. And when I go back at 11 o'clock, we have to visit the baby. And at 5 o'clock, we have to visit the baby. And at 5 o'clock, and the first visit that you go there, they don't let you hold the baby. And the second visit, they let you hold the baby. And they let me hold the baby for the first time. And then yesterday, gave 1 day, you know, since the baby was born, and she's starting to feel better. And then they let her breathe without oxygen. Right now, I tell God, thank you, she's doing better. And I think today at 11 o'clock, I went to see her. And when I get there, and the doctor told me they try to give her some food, but she threw it up, and that was the problem. And then I go back to my room. This is my room. I go back to my room, and I tell God, you know, I know you can do everything. And I tell God, you know, I know you can do everything. She's breathing without oxygen. You did that. But right now, I want you to help her eat without throwing it up. And then guess what? When I go back today, and the same day, right? I went there today in the morning at 11 o'clock, and the doctor told me she was eating, but she threw it up. And then I go back to my room, and I pray God, and I tell God, man, you know, I know you can do everything. I know that you can. Man, I tell God, I want you to keep going, the same God who gave her birth, I know you are the same God who gonna let her eat without throwing up, you know. And when I go back there at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, and they told me she's eating, but she do not throwing up. That's the power of the God, you know. I believe in the Lord, and I want to thank you, God, for everything that you have done for me. And I'm here, and my girl, she's gonna come here to my work, and because in this hospital they ain't really give room to the man, but the mother, they have room for all mothers, and then they're gonna let her stay here. So I have to go back to my city, so on Wednesday, so I can go back to work. So it's gonna be better she come here, you know what I'm saying, and she gonna come to visit the baby, even though she has a lot of pain, you know. Shit was really crazy, bro. Shit was really crazy. I'm telling you, man, things was not easy at all, bro. I see shit that I ain't never seen in my life, bro. I'm telling you, man, and God knows, man, I'm good. I don't need no more kids, bro. I don't need no more kids, man. And I just want to thank God, because God always speak to me, man. You know, as I was here in my little room, bro, yo, I'm thinking about a lot of things, bro. I was like, man, this is what I needed, bro. I really hate this world, bro. There's nobody help. And the building that I'm at, I'm on the 5th floor, bro. I'm in the 5th floor. And there is no noise, bro. There is nobody talking. And I'm feeling at peace, bro. I feel like, wow, this is what I need, bro. I need to be rich, man. Like, I mean, like, this is how I think, man. I feel like I need to have that money. So when I have that money, I have to live somewhere there's nobody, bro. This is what I need. This is what my spirit need. You know, that's all I need, bro. I can speak better. You know, I can think better. You know, my spirit feels safe. You know, bro, my spirit really hate this world, bro. Anyway, man, I ain't finna talk to this in this video, bro. But I record this video so I can speak about what God can do. And I tell God, I know that you can. The baby, you know, she's not my baby. She's your baby. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and visit her at 11 o'clock in the morning. And I know, God, the doctor told me they're gonna give her more food. Hopefully she's not throwing up. And I know in the name of Jesus, she's not going to throwing up. She's not going to throwing up. And I believe in the Most High. If you are watching this video, I wanna tell you that God can do anything. You should put your trust in the Lord. You know, I didn't plan to record no video, bro. As I'm enjoying my peace, as I say, and the Spirit told me, man, why don't you work? Why don't you record? And that's what I'm doing, bro. I feel like I can do this anytime, any day, bro. I'ma keep going, bro. I'm not gonna stop. I'ma keep going, and I'm gonna make a video, bro. You know, that's all I ever need, bro. That's all I ever need, you know. I don't need nothing, bro. There's nobody here. I'm happy, bro. This is the peace that I ever need in my life. This is the peace that I ever need in my life, bro. You know, but I just want to say, if you're new to the channel, do not forget to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. Life is really easy, but we make it complicated, bro. We are making this life really complicated, bro. Yeah, as I say, man, I hope my daughter feel better. She's really beautiful, bro. She's really beautiful. Oh my God, she take my cord, bro. Like, damn. My collar, man. Thank you, God. I want to thank you. I'm going to post this video. I hope if you're watching this video, man, I record this video just to tell you that God can do anything. Just put your trust in the Most High. God is here.